Hello and welcome to this Hurricane Erin update, and it's almost 11 p.m., so I'm hoping to have the 11 p.m. update. You can see Erin here making its way north, and looking, you still see eye wall replacement going on, but it's not as strong as we feared it would be. It has weakened quite a lot, which may be due to some shear that's getting as it's getting picked up, but it is going to become better organized once again. So this is the latest update at 11 p.m. from the National Hurricane Center. Erin becoming a better organized storm as it moves north-northwestward. Life-threatening rip currents expected along the U.S. East Coast beaches. As of 11 p.m., its location 27.7 north, 73.0 west, about 585 miles west-southwest of Bermuda, about 540 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. And the Outer Banks have been evacuated because of this storm. Maximum sustained winds are down to 100 miles an hour, moving north-northwest at 12 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 959 millibars, 28.32 inches. So none of the models really picked up on any of this weakening. You can see that there is tropical storm warnings now in effect for the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and a watch up to Chincoteague, Virginia, as well as Bermuda, because it is a large hurricane. So they are. According to this, the center of Erin will pass close to the east of the Bahamas tonight, and then move over the western Atlantic between the U.S. East Coast at Bermuda Wednesday and Thursday. And Erin is getting better organized, according to the Hurricane Hunter, and so it's going to re-strengthen again. Erin is a large hurricane. This is the big deal about it. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 80 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 230 miles from the center. So if we go to our chart here, you'll see that we now have tropical storm warnings in effect now for eastern North Carolina, the Outer Banks, that's going to get brushed by it, and then watches up to Chincoteague, Virginia, which also it could brush as well. And I wouldn't even rule out they do have it becoming a major hurricane again. It ran into a little bit of shear, but it's going to get better organized. There's plenty of warm water for it to work with. And even though the models didn't show, the models just kind of didn't have that weakening. And I didn't really see it in any of the models. But there was, I guess, a little bit of shear. And maybe as it encounters slightly cooler water in that little bubble. But it's going to go over the Gulf Stream, which is going to strengthen it again. I'm pretty sure of that. So let's look at some imagery of Erin. This is the other image that we got here. It's still very large. See, but it definitely looks like it got a little took a little bit of a hit. But let's look at the yeah, we have lightning around the center, so that means it's definitely strengthening. You can see the pulse, it pulsing up as well. And if we go to the let's go to the Caribbean satellite. See, this is the static image here, and then we can go look at the CONUS as well. So it's still a very large storm. I mean, very large. These are the outer cloud bands actually of it, and this is the infrared. But if we you can see, it looks a lot larger even on the visible. Now you notice there is a front that is approaching. Now Erin is gonna have an effect in this front that the models are. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a rainy day tomorrow. It's looking more and more likely, at least the last time I checked the models. We'll see if that's changed at all. But I'll just show you. I have a video of the waves tonight at Long Beach as well. But it actually turned out to be a nice day. So if it is hopefully you got outside. We didn't have clear skies, but we did have some pretty clouds, blue sky in between. And look at some of these pretty cirrus clouds in the sky here that we had. These aren't from the hurricane. They almost look like they are, but they're not. And especially toward the, I mean, this really does look like it's from the hurricane, but it's not. It's not at all. But here's another look at it. Really impressive looking cloud formation right here. Cirrocumulus, which you usually do see with hurricanes, but this, I mean, maybe it is having an effect on the clouds, maybe, because those kind of clouds usually you see with hurricanes. And then the waves, I got a video for you, but I'll show you what it looked like at Long Beach this evening. And yeah, some pretty big waves out there. Yeah, you could see that, a huge wave right there. Huge. That's over 10 feet right there. That looks like it's over 10 feet as well. So Yeah, really big waves out there tonight. So again, this is Hurricane Erin right here. Let's go over what we've got going on the map right now. You can see we've got that rip currents advisory. Let's see, we got the rip. Come on, rip current statement and a high surf advisory. And it looks like New Jersey's in the blue, and that means coastal flood watch. We may actually have to have some coastal flood warnings in this area here. Looks like tropical storm watch. This is probably going to be upgraded to a warning. You can see some of these winds already are picking up. And look at the current. I mean, look at some of these buoys here. 70 miles. Let's see if they've got a wave reading. A wave height reading here. No wave height. Really? Let's see this one here. Let's see if we got wave heights on this one. It does give water temperatures 75, but no wave heights. Really annoying, man. Seriously? I want to see the wave heights. None of them have wave heights? Are you kidding me? Jeez. This is pathetic. Well, you know who to thank for that. I don't have to tell you. What a joke. So we don't even know what the wave heights are. That's real nice. That's real nice. You can see it's a nice cool night out there. 63 at Islip. Of course, the alley is 69. And not that cool in the alley. I still got to run the AC. Just briefly go over our highs today. Nice and comfortable, only in the mid-70s across the area. Lows, we got down to 59 at Islip. 50. The wind didn't allow for any radiational cooling. We did some cloud cover around, so kept the temperatures up a little bit. Of course, the alley only got down to 65. Cooler up to the north. But all in all, very nice day. If we look at what the weather is like today, you'll see dew points nice and low. We've had east winds throughout much of the day here. Nice low dew points in the mid-50s. You know, had some upper 40s for dew points in the middle of the day, so it was absolutely delightful. But now we deal with the effects of Erin that we're going to start seeing. So let's go and take a look at, and we'll just go look at our climate report just for today. High of 76, low of 59. Wind up being 6 degrees below normal for the day. How's that for? That's pretty nice as well. So let's go and look at some of these models now that we've looked at all this. And again, we have this front. If we look at the Weather Prediction Center, we have this front that is slowly approaching here. You see this front here, a little low along it. So this is what's going to cause some precipitation issues for tomorrow. So this is Erin here on the Euro. Definitely getting better organized. You see the pressure dropping through tomorrow there. And you'll notice that we have rain over our area. And because Erin kind of holds up this front, we may wind up having a real soaker tomorrow night, according to the European. And it could linger into at least the early part of Thursday now. Yeah, in addition to that, we're going to have rainfall as well. So this is what the European is showing. Most of the models are showing this. Let's go look at the HRRR. We have the 0Z HRRR as well. So you can see what happens here. We start seeing this light rain breakout, sucky light rain. Could be some drizzle around. HRRR not as heavy as the Euro with the precipitation, but it does have some of it lingering into the early part of Thursday, and then it kind of dries out. But we will have to watch for this precipitation for tomorrow, and different models have different opinions on it. If we look at the total accumulated precip for it, some areas wherever these showers pop up, could wind up seeing over 2 inches of rain. This is the HRRR. But if we go look at the European, it's a different story. So Long Island particularly gets over 2 inches. Some areas could get over 3 or 4 inches. We could really get a soaking if the European is right. The NAM, not really as impressive at all with the rainfall amounts, showing very little. So the NAM is drier. So we have a big divergence in the models here. And I find it hard to believe with all this dry air in place that we'd wind up seeing all this rainfall that this model is showing. So we're going to just have to see how tomorrow pans out. But it could kind of be a miserable, wet day. Either way, it's not going to be pleasant. And then by Thursday, we do get the rain out as Erin makes its closest approach. Yeah, look at that thing. The NAM really has it really exploding. Of course, the NAM always does that. If we look at let's just go ahead and look at the wind here. Yeah, the wind is absolutely insane on the NAM. Look at this. Absolutely insane. It does stay away, but you can see how it could brush the Outer Banks there. Does the NAM do waves? I don't think it does waves. It doesn't do waves. But either way, we will have clouds. So let's go and look at that first. So obviously there will be plenty of clouds around tomorrow. We won't see too much sunshine like we did today. Thursday will start off with clouds, and then they'll start breaking up, I guess, by the afternoon. And then hopefully by Friday, well, I'm not even going to talk about Friday at this point. Can look at the RGM as well. It only goes out so far, but I mean, it looks like we're going to have plenty of clouds for tomorrow. They'll get kind of hard to believe with all this dry air in place. And also looking at the satellite, this doesn't scream overcast day, looking at the satellite for tomorrow, but there's going to be, I think that front is going to start pulling in some moisture. I think when we go back to the H-triple, you'll see why. We're going to see that precipitation. So the dew points are pretty low right now, but they will start rising tomorrow. But if you're to the north, the air is drier, so you can sort of see where this boundary is, and that could be the focal point for some showers developing for tomorrow. And then you see as we get to Thursday, dry air gets pulled down, but we're going to have a lot of wind as we get to Thursday, and I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow night. We're just going to cover the weather through tomorrow night in this video here. All right. So let's just look at one more model here, the HDRPS, and see how this handles the precipitation tomorrow. And it does have quite a bit of, does have some of that heavy rain developing, depending on, these could be thunderstorms. I'm not sure if there's any CAPE around for that. I don't think this does CAPE, does it? Does this do CAPE? I don't think it does CAPE. No, it does not. Let's go to the HRRR. Back to the HRRR again. I want to look at CAPE. I don't think we'll have to worry about any severe weather tomorrow. But we'll just for... I know what's here. Oh, it's here. All right. My mind is being a little messed up. But yeah, it's not really showing much in the way of CAPE, so I don't think the rain we would see would be in the form of thunderstorms. It would just be, crappy showers and rain and stuff like that. So no thunderstorms probably, but it could be heavy at times, which could cause some flooding. And HDRPS doesn't have that feature again. Let me look at the European, actually. Does the European have that? No, it does not. Darn it. Oh, well. All right. Let's go to a different model here. We'll go to the windy.com. And again, this is the storm. It will gain its intensity back. You can see here. This is the European air showing that as we head into tomorrow night, especially. You see that it gains its intensity back. And it does get larger, even larger. All right, so let's go look at the waves again, because that's going to be the main effect. And as you see, as we get tomorrow night, especially into Thursday, that's when we'll start seeing these big waves here in the center of the storm. Huge. These are all going to radiate out from the center, 13 feet. I wouldn't even question they might have to evacuate some areas on Long Island, because there's going to be quite a bit of these waves are very high. This is Thursday. They may have to evacuate some of these barrier islands on Fire Island. We'll have to see how they handle it, because there's going to be a lot of flooding. A lot of water is going to go past the dunes and block roads and stuff in some of these areas, especially like West Hampton dunes and around that area. So these are some pretty high waves right here. But as far as tomorrow goes, the waves will start coming up, but it still won't be as bad as it's going to be Thursday. Thursday is going to be when this peaks, and then as we get into Friday, you start seeing it back off a little bit. So let's go and look at the thunderstorm potential. This is the other model. So it is showing some thunderstorm potential for tomorrow. This is the European. So the European being aggressive and saying that we're going to see convection, because it's the only way we're going to have those kind of rainfall totals if we had thunderstorms. But I don't know if we're going to actually see that, or the Euro is just being wrong at this point. But it will have to be watched. That is the more direct concern, is because we could have, if we wind up getting a lot of rain, we could have some flash flooding. So, yeah, that definitely doesn't help matters. So that's going to wrap up this update on Hurricane Erin. We'll see how tomorrow turns out. Hopefully it won't be a miserable rainy day, but if the Euro's right, it will be, and it's going to last right through the evening and into Thursday morning. So hopefully the Euro is not right when it comes to this. So we'll have to see. It very well could be. I don't know what it's thinking, but I could change the models. Actually, we have different models. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's change the models. How do I do that in here? I forgot how. I know they changed the website. I don't know how to fix that. Let's see, menu. Let's see. Can we change the models? And I know there's a way to do it, but I don't know how. They changed the site around, and honestly, I don't know how to get the NAM back on here again. So I'll have to figure that out, and I'll go over it tomorrow, I guess. Let's see. Maybe there's something here more. No, I don't see. I just see the European here. I don't see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that feature is no longer available anymore, and they just use the European. So anyway, that's it. Have a good night.